Okay, so we're gonna add the files we download from the material theme builder. So in order to add the files, we need to have the same like package statement, import statement. Import statement, you can like manually add them if some imports are missing, but we do need the package name. So what I did is I copied all the package name and all the imports which we're gonna add to the import file. So the app that I'm using is in the if I hover over the app name, I can see it's on the Android Studio projects quiz. I'm gonna go to that. So here it is. Okay, somewhere. Let me just find the app. Okay, so it's in here. Let me open another file explorer. So I'm gonna just copy these files. I'm gonna delete this and paste it. Let's see. Okay, now we have some colors and all this. So first we need to add the package. Like I said, I've copied it to the notepad. Now let's get rid of the package statement and add our apps package, and let's go do the same thing. Looks like they already have the import statement. Okay, so we there's an error. Import UI theme. What is this error? Unresolved reference UI. Example. We just need well, okay, that should do it. So we added the files we downloaded from the material theme builder. Okay, so material theme has color components, color styles, typography styles, and what else does it have? Colors, type, and components. So we added the colors, right? I didn't select the font in the material theme builder, but we're gonna manually add the font to our app. So first we need to download the fonts. Okay, to get the fonts we need font files. One legal way to download fonts is going to Google Fonts. Let's just search them. So we're gonna download these three fonts in the code lab that we're following. You can pretty much download any fonts you want by going through all the options in this website. So when I type the April fat face, we got a font. I'm going to click on it and I'm going to click on get font. I'm going to click on download all. So it downloaded it. Seems like I already have the fonts, but we're gonna do it anyway. So copy the fonts you want and search for it. Okay, Montserrat, get font, download all. What is this? Okay, looks like I am downloading all the fonts that I'm. Oh, it when I click the download button, it's selecting all the fonts that I added. Okay, that's something to watch out for. Okay, the last one is, looks like we only needed those two files. Okay, so how do we add this? First, let's extract them. Okay, now we have the fonts. That fonts ends with the extension TTF. So we have a lot of fonts. The fonts we really want is Arial Fairface, bold, and regular. I'm gonna create a folder where I have only this folder of these files. I'm gonna select and I'll be back. Okay, so I have moved the required files in a separate folder. So now let's go back to the app. Now what we gotta do is we need to create a folder in the resource directory. I'm gonna right click on it and create a new enter resource directory, and I'm gonna call it font. Okay, so it's created a font. I'm going to copy all the files to our app, which is here. Okay, where's it? Okay, I'm going to paste the thingy in here. Arial. Okay, now we added the files to the font directory. Okay, so the name of our font are supposed to be in certain way. If you look at the directory and check the font names, you see some red squiggly underline underneath the file names. So in order to get rid of them, we need to rename the file names in a certain way. To do that, we need to rename it using lower cases, and we need to use this underscore or whatever for spaces. So let's go and do that. I'm trying to find the rename option. It's probably right. It's in the refactor rename. Yeah. So first make the A lower cap and make everything lowercase. And get rid of hyphen and use underscore. Okay, and let's do the same thing for these two. Rename. We're almost done. Okay, so we now renamed our files. What's next? We need to add these files to the type file in the UI theme directory. So we're gonna assign a variable name to our font. Well, to do that, we need a font family function that accepts a font. Font function. This font function accepts a resource and optionally a font weight parameter. Okay, we're back to our app and let's create those variables. I'm gonna call the April font April fat face font April fat face, maybe like this. We need to use font family. This accepts font. We need to pass the resource string of font resource, which is in font, and okay, we need to import this R. Okay, that imported it for whatever reason. April, we're gonna use April fabulous regular. Let's also import this font. Let's see if I have the auto import on or not. Where's the settings? Editor, general, auto import. Okay, I do have it, but I don't know why it's not importing it. Okay, we got one thing done. And Montserrat. Okay, font family. So if you just use the Montserrat variable wherever the font types are accepted, this gonna use this this font, this Montserrat regular font style. But we want to use a Montserrat bold when we use the font weight bold. To do that, we're gonna use the optional parameter font weight. Okay, now we can reference the our font files using these variables. Okay, so next we gotta assign these font files to the material theme typography styles. Material theme typography styles have this display large, display medium, title large, and so on. Right, these are the properties. We can use them by calling material theme typography and the typography style we want. But currently it probably uses the Roboto font, which we don't want. We want to use the custom fonts we downloaded it. So in order to do that, well, we gotta add the fonts to the typography. Okay, we gotta tell the material theme or whatever to use this. So let's do that. To do that, we're gonna use the typography function, and inside of the typography we will have the material theme material typography styles such as display large, display medium, label small, body large. Right, these are the styles. We're gonna uh, tell it to use the font family, font weight, and font size. Okay, so one thing I noticed when I was reading this is, as you can see, this display large uses 36 scaled pixel or whatever, but if you go to the typography styles, display large is, I believe, 57 pixels. First of all, there's a difference between DP versus SP. SP values are affected by user font size preferences, and display DP display pixels aren't affected by user preferences. So usually we use the DP for the layout, for example padding and whatever. We use the DP for the layout, but whenever we use whenever we are working with graphics text, we use the SP scaled pixel. So what I wanted to tell you is that they're not using the guidelines. So as you can see, Roboto uses 57 DP or SP, I don't know, but they are using 36. So they're using the naming convention, but they're using different sizes. So you need to create a naming convention exclusively for your apps. That kind of makes sense, you know. For example, if you use the if you have paragraph and title, you're gonna you know, use dot type rows. You would I don't know, you would probably know like what type rows that you're gonna need without referring the material typography styles. Anyway, let's go and assign our types, our font files to the material theme or typography or whatever. Okay, so the first thing we gotta do is use the typography function. Okay. Typography. Inside of the typography, we can now use the styles. Display large, and we can use probably text styles, right? Inside of the text styles, we can use font family, font weight, font size. Font family, for font family we're gonna use this. Since it's a variable, we can just reference it. Font size, they're using something different, 36 SP. Font weight, okay. I'm gonna copy the rest of the things. I believe the only the UI designer will know um, how each fonts in the apps gonna look like, how much pixel size every text should have, something like that. So if you're not like familiar with the UI design or whatever, this is gonna be confusing for you. um, I suggest you look into UI design if you are planning on designing your own app. Our font variable name is kind of different, so I'm trying to change them. Okay, what happened? So now we have the typography. Let's go to the theme, and if we go to the material theme, this material theme function accepts color scheme, typography, and content. We're gonna pass in the typography we set up in the type, which is this, right? Let's just copy this and assign that here and just get rid of this. Typography, this is typograph, small typo. Okay, now we can reference display large or display medium in our app. So let's go to our text, some text. Where is it? Okay, now here if we go to style, we can now use the material. Okay, before we do that, let's look at how it looks like. Okay, we have a fatal error. We don't have the compose. Okay, I'll be back. So when we imported the theme file from the material theme builder, the function that we are using in the main activity, which is quiz theme, isn't in that. So usually this is the app theme function. We gotta rename this. We're gonna rename it as quiz theme. So when you create quiz app, this Android Studio is gonna create a quiz theme function, but when we use the material theme builder, it created the app theme. So I just renamed it. So let's try running it. Okay, at this point, it doesn't matter. You probably don't know what the view model is. The next video is gonna cover it. For now, just notice that our font is different. I didn't even use the font, but the it automatically started using it. So where's this component? I believe this is here. Text. Okay, so let's try and change the text style. So we can use the style parameter. Now we can use material theme. God damn it. Material theme typography, and we can now use the body large, body small, whatever. So if we go here, I believe this is, what is this using? It's probably using something from here, body large, label small. So let's try using the Abril Fairface, that's display large. Okay. Display large and refresh it. Okay, now we change the font, font text styles. We also added the colors. Let's try changing the colors. We're going to use the material theme and color scheme. Okay, we now access to the material theme color styles on primary, tertiary, all this. So these are these names are associated with the color palettes. You're gonna notice the color palettes when you try to import the theme generated by material theme builder. So error is gonna be a red, right? In order to effectively use the material theme styles, you gotta know, you need to know material theme UI, UX, design or whatever. I'm not a designer, so I don't know how to use this. There's another, we can add shapes. So if you don't know what a shape is, as you can see, this card component uses rounded corners. I believe at this point, maybe we don't know at this point what a corner based round or whatever is. Okay, so basically components such as like this can have shape property. For the shape property, we can use okay, for the shape property we can use the corner based shape classes. We have all these classes that are available for this corner based shape class. The card component uses rounded corner shape. If you wanted to learn more about this, go ahead and check out the reference. So let's try using the rounded corner shape. So if you just use some numbers inside of this rounded corner shape function, it's gonna assign the it's gonna use that number as a corner radius for every corners in the card component. Let's try using the 15 dp. Let's try 45. You can also leave out the dp, and it's gonna assume it's a percent. And if you hover it, let's see, you can individually specify all the what each corner is gonna use, what size each corner is gonna use. Let's hover over it again. Okay, as you can see, if we can use the top start, top and bottom start. Let's go and create shapes file in the theme, so we can just reference the names instead of passing in the detail to rounded corner shape. Where the hell is this UI theme? Okay, we're gonna create a shape file. Maybe it's called shapes, I guess. As you can see, this is basically what they're talking about. If we use the 0, the corner is gonna look like that. If we use the only one value if we pass only one value to the rounded corner shape, it's gonna use that to round all the corners. We can use individual we can tell what sizes individual corners gonna use by using this named parameter. I'm just gonna copy this. For the shapes, it's gonna export this. In order to create shapes, we need to use the shapes function and pass the small, medium, or whatever. We created a small that's gonna use the 50 dp for all the corners, and there's another thing they're using. Let's create something custom. We're gonna call this a medium rounded corner shape, top start 30 dp, top end 30 dp, bottom start 15 dp, bottom end 15 dp. So now we have created the shapes variable. Let's pass this to the material themes. This is gonna probably accept like color schemes, shapes, typography, content. So we're gonna pass the shapes variable we created to this shapes parameter. Okay, so let's go to the card which we're experimenting with. Now we can just we can reference it using material theme, shape, material theme shapes, media. Let's make it much more bigger. Okay, looks like it's not affecting the card component. let's try to see why is that. Okay, we fixed it. If you go to the shapes file we created, you'd notice that the variable we are using uses the capital letters. We don't normally name the variables like this. So if I make it like this, small letters. If we let's go to the theme, and is it like this? What? I don't know why, but that's working. Okay, so we just use the material theme shapes. I guess that's pretty much for this video.